And now on to our debate on the buck stops here this evening. The Congress has officially taken on the CAG. Quite an interesting phrase there, that the CAG's functioning can be described in 3 words. The Congress party says beeps, leaks and squeaks. Is the Congress undermining the office of the CAG, the main auditing body of India? Or is the CAG in the middle of a controversy, now accused by the main ruling party of overreach? Let's get into our debate on whether the CAG should be setting Parliament's political agenda. Joining us this evening, Salman Khurshid, Union Law Minister. Also joining us, Ravi Shankar Prasad, General Secretary of the BJP, as well as its Chief Spokesperson. Joining us in the studio, N.K. Singh, Rajya Sabha Member of Parliament with the JDU. Also with us in the studio, V.N. Cole, a former CAG. He'll have a thing or two to say to the politicians, I'm sure. And joining us as well from Delhi, Dushyant Dave, Senior Advocate with the Supreme Court. Mr. Khurshid, if I may start with you, especially in your capacity as Law Minister. Some would say that this is a pretty unprecedented breakdown between, in a sense, the ruling party of the day and the CAG's office, when the party spokesperson actually virtually accuses the Comptroller and Auditors General of political bias and accuses it of leaking stories deliberately to the media. Aren't we seeing, in a sense, an unprecedented constitutional confrontation between the CAG's office and your government?
Well, as far as government is concerned, there is no confrontation. We may have a disagreement, we may have a point of view that would be placed before the PAC, but there's no confrontation. There's a job to do, and the CAG is doing the job they have to do, and there's a job to do for us, and we are doing the job we have to do. In a lively democracy, there can be disagreements on a lot of things. What are the respective areas of entitlement and respective areas of performance designated for us in the Constitution, I think are well known, and that sometimes if we transgress those areas on either side, there are correctives that are built into the system. Okay. So I don't think that we should see it in the perspective of a confrontation at all.
But you do believe that the CAG is transgressing a line?
I didn't say that. I mean, that's for the PAC to decide. It's frankly, it's what the CAG prepares by way of a report has to be looked at by the PAC. The PAC is equipped to examine it, analyze it, accept it, reject it, bypass it, supplement it, add to it. All that happens with the PAC, and the PAC really, in a sense, represents mini Parliament. And then finally their report come back to Parliament for taking a final call and a final view. So I think to make quick and summary judgments about such things are not really within the framework of our constitutional arrangement.
Before I go to the other panelists, Salman Khurshid, just briefly, the Congress has today decided, the UPA has today decided not to debate the CAG report on the Commonwealth Games, saying that it must first go to the PSC, that's the Public Accounts Committee. But you did not apply the same argument to, for example, the CAG report on the 2G scam that became the basis for A. Raja's exit. So if you believe that every CAG report must first go to the PSC, why make a distinction in A. Raja's case?
We didn't make any distinction. There is nothing that prevents you in parallel or independently of the report to take decisions which are inherently considered necessary by the party or the government. But the procedure as far as the report is concerned, I think it cannot be subjected to any ambiguity. The report comes to Parliament, is sent off to the PAC, PAC then looks at it, prepares another report and sends it back to Parliament. I don't think that anyone can bypass that procedure, even if we wanted to, in any case. It's not that bypass is not available to anyone. Okay. But you know, there are issues that are in the report which may also be outside in the public domain, and somebody may want to raise it. But normally the answer that's given is that, look, if this has been examined by the CAG, please wait for the appropriate procedures to be completed and let the PAC take a view.
Okay. Ravi Shankar Prasad, what's wrong with that argument? Why do you want to subvert a long-established parliamentary tradition that when the CAG presents a report, it must first go to Parliament's Public Accounts Committee? That is what the Congress is saying should happen with the CAG report on Sheila Dikshit. Isn't the BJP politicizing the office of the CAG by using every report that is presented now almost on a daily basis to politically target one or the other member of the ruling UPA?
Barka, first of all, this kind of monumental corruption has not taken place in the past. I know the procedure, it goes to Public Accounts Committee. But what is happening in the Public Accounts Committee, you better ask N.K. Singh, who was the member of the previous PAC.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone, fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. ndtv.com/apps.